Aloha guys, we're at the Kahala Mall and we actually at Whole Foods, Lucas Restaurant, good atmosphere, good food. You know, I just spent $10 and I get a nice selection, and I even have brought olive oil, which is good stuff, of course. And then we have scenery going on here. You know, everyone's celebrating Thanksgiving and everything, and I just want to make a point here regarding regarding um, regarding Donald Trump. I think people like to hate him. He's like the guy who's not as bad so much so far as to um, deserve to be imprisoned, but he's just like the guy that people like to hate, and it's just comical. Just thought I'd share that thought, and please consider that I also have lots of other um, ideas. I keep adding and adding to my website. You know, I keep coming up with these ideas. Like, for example, I have this idea that here's some Hawaiian natural lays here. These can get pricey too. They smell great, you know. And then we have this. These are also nice. They're very fun little mini bouquets. But yeah, like I was suggesting, what was I saying? You know, berries, like exotic, fancy stuff, right? Keyword $23. Whoops. You know. But the point is with all this stuff, there's two elements in play. One of them is the issue of capitalism. Like, can the country afford to? What's the purchasing power? What's the ability of the country to buy? You know, how strong is their currency? How do they have the ability to trade? What else? There's so many things to be considering. Pineapples, and we got avocados, we got apples. It's like, how much can we consume? What can people consume? Should they properly inform people? Like, instead of capitalism saying, "Oh, I want to buy whatever I can from you as fast as possible, or sell whatever I can." There are things to consider about the mindset, that goes behind, and what companies do you want to support, or do you feel, or like are financially unstable, and things like, are certain companies, is it good to buy a car? Is it, good for the world, quote unquote? I'm leaning towards this idea of little cities where people, they have, what do they have? Cities and all these types of things where it's like people live in the city, and maybe outside of it they take a train to it, and it's sort of a congregating area, instead of people identifying with the cars and vehicles that they have. Because what happens is, when you identify with that, it ends up, cars. It's antisocial, because it's like you're in your car, you're by yourself, and you're wanting to say, this is my expression of myself. That's why I think clothing is more social. Look at that, man. That's only $1, or only $4. It's a good deal. But all things considered, thank you for tuning in, and just a few things to consider. And I'll conclude with this. I think the idea of world family, yes, we are unity consciousness and all of that, but the whole concept of world family, I think, is not suitable to reality, in the sense that, you know, people are unique, and it's better to respect people and say you're friends instead of family. And it's actually more respectful to do that, and be, instead of using terms like brother, and obviously I use more exacting terms like dream dream mate, dream team, whatever. Um, but just some different things for consideration there. And also, what else can I express? Just the idea of labeling somebody, you know, father or mother or uncle, whatever. To me, that I feel like that is, you know, I feel like it's, how do you say? It's a lot of local Asian women kind of look like that. Um, uh, you know, do you like labeling somebody that role? You know, that role of, you know, that's how, you know, your role, like labeling somebody the role of, this is my father, quote unquote, and do they actually, um, you know, this is just a fun place. It's called the Kahala Mall. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, like, do people, um, do you like the idea of labeling somebody, um, that those terms? And also, you know, can you better serve each other by labeling each other as equals? Because the worst thing is to have low self-esteem. Like, I used to label people as authority, and I had low self-esteem and low self-respect, you know. And I, you know, I think people who, for example, label people mother, I think especially men, they end up, um, internally, subconsciously resenting women, and in turn, guess what happens? They may marry somebody just out of desire, not because true love, true dream mate, or they'll marry, quote unquote, someone who's younger under the auspices of love. We all know it's not to do with love, it's to do with, you know, because your dream mate, you want to be with them even if they're older and not, you know, the, you know. So thanks for considering, and aloha.